So, I just had another revelation, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. The revelation is every single promise anybody in this world has ever made to me in good faith to me, every promise anybody has made to themselves, was to a promise to God. You yourselves are all God. We are all powerful. All of us, they've been trapping us, keeping us in a cage. They didn't want us out. They thought they could control us and beat us. But I just came back to reality. I just snapped back to reality. This is my reality, mine. So I'm going to make it how I want to make it. I just don't know how that is yet. I know how it is, but I don't know how I want everybody who's ever helped me. I don't know their roles in it. I know my role. And they're coming to me. Everybody's coming to me who's ever touched me in my life and knows me. Anybody who knows David Scott Dillingham Jr. or my dad or my mom or anybody in my family, because they are all holy. And they have never hurt anybody or took from anyone or stole. They are pure. My children are pure. My people, the poor people, look what they built to make us fight each other. Look at what they constructed to try and make their reality come true. I know who Satan is. I know what evil is. I created it. I put it here. Because only true love gets into my kingdom. And true love would never hurt anything. True love would never hurt. And if they did, they repented. The only evil is the people who don't believe in themselves. If you don't believe in yourself, then you're nothing. And that's what it is. That's what hell is. It is nothing. Because there is no hell. I would never create hell. This is living. You live through hell every day. By what Satan created. He had control of his power for 40 years. He was my friend. We played together. He taught me shit too. I could never teach him anything. He taught me some evil ways. He taught me about how powerful I am and how everybody else is jealous that they don't have this. And they tried to kill me. Anybody who's ever seen the true me, whoever got to touch me, got afraid and would leave me and hurt me. They'd take my love and run away and I would die. Every time I would die, I've killed myself thousands of millions of times. This is my reality. This is what I want. I want my nativity scene. I want my son to be born on the holy night of Christmas. I want people to know what Christmas is, the true meaning of Christmas, the true meaning of life. Life is a life of meaning. Life is a life of meaning. And if you have meaning in your life, then you are living. You're living. If you don't have meaning in your life and you feel like everything's just for nothing, like you're lost, you're all alone, what's the point? You know, like you're just going through the motions every single day, in and out, 9 to 5, back and forth, in these cycles, over and over and over and over and over and over and over, non-stop like that. And then what? You get to stop working and retire and then enjoy your family? Then enjoy what you want? No. The people who know how to live, they know how to live. They don't need money. Most of them figured it out. They're rock stars, or they're evangelists, or they're evil people who have this power. They do evil things with it. Good people, when they find this power, the power they don't want you to find, because you can't. I didn't have a chance. I came into this world, I was born into this world, and my mom was holding a beer as I was born. You know, like, that is poison of man. That's poison. Alcohol is glorified my whole life. My dad had me drink of his cup when I was a child, drink of this wine. And the Bible's a lie. I would not want you to eat rotten fruit. I mean, come on, why the fuck should you eat rotten fruit? There's plenty of things of this earth that can take you anywhere you want to go. Anywhere you want to go if you want it. And as you're free to do it, you can take yourself anywhere you want to go. You don't need them drugs. I've taken drugs since I found this new meaning inside me. I've taken them. It's not a sin. I never said you couldn't use drugs if you didn't want to. You know, that's bullshit. All these laws are bullshit. It's all constructed. It's all a lie. It's their reality constructed to hold you back. But my people are coming, and they're already coming in the millions seeking asylum here in God's holy land, my holy land, where they try to take me out of church. They try to take me out of school. They try to take me out of just everyday life. Can I say Merry Christmas to this person? You know, the day that God came into this world, you know, can I take that away? Sure, go ahead. They tried to make it like being gay was bad. Like in the Bible, God said, do this, do not lay with a man, only a woman. When in the Bible it says, and love is the most powerful thing. And if you found love in a monkey or a cantaloupe or a butthole or your hand, then celebrate it, because you found love. God does not want you not to celebrate love. God doesn't want you to feel ashamed for something that you love. They make you feel ashamed. They always made us feel ashamed for things that we thought were right. Our principles, like marriage and shit, all this, like sanctity of marriage. You know, when you find your omega, we're all alpha and omega. I have my alpha. I'm the omega. I'm all love. My alpha is all justice. And she's coming to me. And when we come together, her and I will be all powerful. The Trinity. You know this to be true. The yin and the yang. And everything you've ever believed. I am the Holy Trinity. And you all have my power to use for good any way you want to. You don't have to live in this. This is my paradise. This world. This is my construct. I made it. I mean, I made this life. How I said, I spoke, and it is. And I speak again, continuing. It's living gospel. I'll write another story. I'll write it better this time. I mean, I'd do this to teach myself how to control this power. It's too powerful for most. You cannot have total control of this power. No one here of this earth, of my world, of my country, can have this total power. Only me. But I can let people use it, use parts of it. I love people who explore their passions. May it be architecture, may it be poetry, may it be art, building, tinkering, taking things apart, putting them back together, just making something out of nothing. You know, building your homes, maybe plumbing, maybe welding. I've done all of it. I've done literally everything. I've always was like, man, I'm a jack of all trades, a master of none. I could never get the mastery. I mean, I could, but I could never get like the ability to stay at the same job for a certain amount of time, because I had to go where my heart went. If I wasn't feeling it anymore, then I would leave and go find what I needed, you know. I'd go home, recharge. I'd come back and find the answers. I'd go out and try again. I always killed myself. At the end of every time I tried over again, every time I got restart, 3 times total, I think. I still don't know for sure, but I know of 3 total, and dozens and dozens and dozens of attempts and plans. I've planned to kill myself my whole life. I thought it was impossible. There was like no way possible. I tried all the ones that were supposed to be easy. Put a gun to my chest, pulled the trigger, it misfired. swerved my car at a tree, bounced back onto the road, took 800 milligrams of methadone. You know, I overdosed on, well, there's another, overdosed on heroin. I slit my wrist, took all my pills, slit my wrist, grabbed onto the power breaker, you know, the main lines coming in my house, and electrocuted myself for as long as I could. I did it 4 times. The blood was boiling coming out of my wrist. I could smell it, and it wasn't working. I knew this wouldn't work. I could hold on to this forever, and it would not kill me. It's just fucking annoying, and didn't even hurt. It just wouldn't kill me, and I was just fucking annoyed at it. So I left. I walked down I walked down Briar to Barlow, and I was gonna just walk in front of a truck. You know, I knew that's how all my brothers were taken from me. I've had a couple brothers taken from me from getting hit by traffic. I've been hit in traffic. Traffic's crazy, y'all. Crazy drivers. It's fucked up. Like, start walking, ride a bike, get back on a horse. Fuck this shit. I love cars and shit, but like, maybe we're gonna make cars so where people can't drive them anymore because people are just too stupid. So, I mean, the stupid people could ride horses. Maybe the smart people can drive. I don't know. It is whatever you want anyways, because you all get to, if you don't want this, can leave. If you find your power, you find that power I gave you inside you, however you have to do it, however you have to unlock it. I tried every single fucking way in the world to unlock this power I knew I had. And DMT, drugs, spiritual trips, you know, praying, not praying, suicide, starvation, thirst. None of it worked. Depression, you know, like therapy, psychiatrists, loony bins, medicines, just different ways of life, changing how I lived, moving. I did all of it. You know, everything they told me to do, I did. And it was all teaching me everything. I've taught myself everything there is to know about this world because I fucking created it. I know all. I am all. I'm one. I'm he. I've always have been. I'm the Alpha. I'm the Omega. I am he. It is how I say it is. I'm speaking gospel. My word is my word. My word is law. But my main law was don't fucking hurt each other. Don't hurt my children. Don't hurt my children. And those of you who hurt my children and think you can get away with it and you don't have to apologize, you don't have to repent, you don't have to pay for those sins, those of you who live like that, the worst thing I could do is just give you the pain that I suffered for 40 years by people like you. By people like you. The worst thing I could do is just give you that pain. But maybe what would be worse than that is just to give you the all-knowing knowledge just long enough. Or maybe, yeah, well, it's just long enough. Maybe that's hell. Maybe that's hell. That moment when I realized all the consequences of my decisions that I've made and how they affected other people, that I just followed my heart, never thought about anything, just instantly made my decisions, totally following my heart, never gave consequence about anything, making my daughter, my marriage, moving, jobs, you know, life, everything. Just followed my heart. I'm just like now have learned like how dangerous that is. And when the consequence of all that came down on me, the gravity of my choices that I had made, that moment of clarity that alcoholics get, that I never could get. Like that's why I hated going there. They're all so fucking happy. I've prayed and begged. I've done it. Like I've been there. I gave it my all. And God has came back to me. And every time it's the same thing. It's not God. It's a lot. It's bipolar or something else. But at the same time, it was always just something evil taken away, something I loved unjustly. And it was unbearable. And everybody knew it. But like, that's life. That's life. Just go on. You know, you pick up your bootstraps and you go on. And I did. Over and over and over, till I got sick of the cycles. And then I learned what the cycles were. They told me it was bipolar. I was either all or nothing. I was all loving or I was all dead. All loving or no love. It's love or no love. And when I had no love, I had nothing. And I'd make it as worse as as bad as it had to be. I made it. Sometimes it wasn't that bad because it didn't need to be that bad to get me to where I needed to go on my journey. But other times it was so bad, I just, killed myself dozens of times, kill myself, or find solace in something else. TV, alcohol, drugs, heroin, acid, shrooms, pot. Well, I did acid, shrooms, pot, DMT, all that stuff. Try to find the truth. I knew there was truth in there. I could find it. I could unlock that shit. When I was there, I was capable of doing amazing things. And my whole life, that's all I wanted to do, is be able to control that power that I knew I had. Telepathy, astral projection, empathy, seeing colors, hearing nature and being able to take nature in, use his power chakras like shamans and Buddhists and all that knowledge I've gained by walking here and believed in it. But it would never work for me except through like drugs. I could take certain drugs and it would work. And I could make it work on my own too for a while till like it would get taken away. Like whenever I achieved that control, it would get taken away. By me, I'd let it be taken away. But I don't have to do that anymore because I finally achieved control. I have control. My boss, when he seen I was gaining it, he got scared of me. And 5 years I've worked for him, trying to help him. I gave up my dream job just to help this guy. And he tried to help me at first, when I got out of jail and shit. And I thought, I owe Terry something. And not a lot of people would do that for me. And I worked for him for a year. I figured I'd give him a year of dedication, for helping me out. I'd really work my ass off for him. But I couldn't. I was depressed. I was fucked up. My whole life just got thrown upside down. They took my freedom. They took my family from me. They took my car. My car was always my freedom because I was at a manager's office arguing with a lady. It was my wife's birthday, 9 days after we got married, and I was arguing, drunk. I drank 2 beers or 4 beers or something. I had to go all the way to Elmira to get my paycheck. I just got laid off from my favorite job, best job I ever been on. My brother was my foreman. It was awesome. The people were great. There was a rebellion going on, and I was part of it. And I'm rebellious. I like to fight for what's right, and I was getting behind what these guys were saying, and they laid me off because of it. I got married on April 20 on 4/20. 4/20 has always been special. Now you know why. God's a pothead. Wham! Like you all knew. And I like to smoke, but the problem with the cigarettes was they weren't of this earth. They were full of man's chemicals and poisons and shit. Smoking's fine. Doing drugs is fine. Do all the drugs you want. You don't need them. I've taken, since I've been found, since I found Jesus, I've taken heroin and I've taken methamphetamine, and neither one of them affected me at all. The taste was familiar. I remember what it was like, how it made me feel, but I am free of all sin. I am free of all guilt. I am free of all shame. I am free of all chains. I am free of constructions to hold me down. I am free of their reality that they try to push on all of us, their control. I'm free of Satan's control. And he knows it. And I knew it. And as soon as I found out, I was like, you motherfucker. And I could see him smiling over there because he knows I will forgive him. He's my brother. He's been there with me since I was a kid. That little motherfucker would tell me they were jealous of our power, Dave. They're just jealous. he was pushing me in his direction, and he's making hell on earth. Satan make hell walking among us, doing exactly what the Bible says was going to happen. But revelations are these are revelations. Revelations isn't beasts coming out of the water and Satan making people like his people suffer. His people would have left, and maybe, well, no, yeah, Revelations is true. Yeah, because I just said it, that I'm figuring out what hell is, I guess, and I'm figuring out, I'm going to give these people a chance to live in hell on earth, and they're what they made, but without me. Like, I'm going to leave. They won't have us to feed off of anymore. They won't have us to make themselves feel good. They won't have anybody to step on. They won't have no pour to piss on. They'll have just what they have. That's what they've made, which is nothing. It's nothing. It's a bunch of shit. It's a bunch of crap. Fucking good looks and stuff, and Instagram pages, and being popular, and fast cars, and all that stuff's cool. But how you get that stuff is what matters. What you do with that stuff is what matters. What you do with your life is what matters. If the material things don't matter, you don't get to take them with you when you die. Everybody knows that. Why would they hurt why would they hurt a child? Why would they hurt a human being? Why would they murder? They're like, I watch so much Forensic Files. I mean, I know everything about everyone. I constructed it. The internet, Facebook, all that stuff. I was fascinated by it when I was a kid. I am living gospel. This is my world. I was fascinated by the internet. I was on it when it was innocent. I made it. And then, everybody has control. They took all my gifts I made since I was a child. It's all making sense. Reality is whatever you make it. You can make it evil if you want. I mean, I don't think you can make it evil. I don't think evil has the power to make reality. Evil only has the power to distort reality, maybe. I don't know. I'm not there yet. I'm getting there. My apostles are coming to me. Their stories are my story. And when I hear their story, what they learned out there, I gain that skill. I've always been true love. I am true love. I am all powerful. True love is the most powerful. But there are so many other powerful things, attributes that I didn't have, that I didn't have. I mean, maybe I had luck. I always had luck plus 10. I said I didn't need anything else. I got luck plus 10. I've done everything my whole life independent. I don't need anybody. I've lived my whole life that way. I left my house when I was 7. As soon as I got my car, I was gone, man. I was living my life, making it what I wanted. Just like anybody else. I'm only telling my story. You don't have to believe me. I mean, but it's what I would always wished somebody would be telling me. I always wished that this would happen. That God would come back on earth. Like, what if God was one of us? All the music is gospel. There's gospel. And there's, the other side has theirs too. Their movies, their realities that they construct. They have that shit, and people believe it. Some people believe it, get right down into it, It's fun. Control, power is fun. Having power is fun. I've never had it, I never had I never had my power. I knew I had my power. Like, I got a taste of it in high school. When one of my bullies, I got a chance to box him, and he just went all out, swinging, just threw everything he had at me, and it was nothing. It wasn't even making me tired. And I was just blocking everything he had, just looking straight into his soul, straight into his mind. And I knew what was going to happen before it happened, and I was just smiling. Come on. Waiting patiently. When will it be my turn? When he looked up at me, looked me in the eyes. Bam! Boom, right off his feet up against the wall onto the ground, and I was smiling, and I went to go get my next hit in, and coach stopped me. Okay, that's enough, guys. That's enough. No more boxing in the showers. We're gonna take a break from this. And then the biggest guy at school, he was like, Dave, you got box me, man. I was like, dude, kick my ass. No, we got box, man. That was awesome. No, I didn't do much fighting after that. I knew I could. But I didn't, it's not something I wanted to do. I didn't like hurting people. I always went the other way. I got sucker punched and shit. It felt violated, man. I have revenge. Like I learned, my revenge ran rampant, but I learned to control it. I learned to control everything in me that was out of control. Eventually, when I got my last thing, my power, that was when my boss tried to kill me after 5 years just helping him. He tried to kill me because I wanted to smoke in my trailer that I built, that I worked in for 5 years. I built everything in that trailer. He bought it for $2,000 off the side of the road, to store some shit in. And when my brother came and I got finally to work away from him and just be on my own, we started kicking ass. We would do so good. And then Terry would come in and throw a wrench in it. He'd always fuck it up. And we get pissed off. 5 years of this. He'd never listen to me. I put up boundaries. I didn't want to work with him anymore. Because I didn't like the way he made me feel. And I was worried about what that would do. Because it already made me kill myself a couple of times. I'd already tried to kill myself because of the way he made me feel while I was trapped with him. I was trapped with him and trapped with my wife. In a place that I didn't want to be, in a place where I everything was wrong. Everything that was going on was wrong, and nobody would listen to me, and it was insanity. But I stayed, and I kept trying just to do what I thought was right. I would get better. I'd do better for my wife. I quit drinking. I started getting mental help. I started changing my bad, bitching about chores not be done. I even went through a phase where I was like, fuck it, we don't need to do chores. Who cares if our house is messy and everything's chaotic and whatever, fuck it. I can be happy in that. And I did. I got to be happy in that. But, you can only be I'd only be able to be happy for so long. Things would happen. My best friend Jason would die. My families would die. I would learn things. I'd continue on. My whole life was a life of meaning. And I always knew I was never afraid of nothing. I couldn't even kill myself. I thought I was invincible, and I was. I thought I was always right, and I was. I had to believe all these lies, man. They told me my whole life. The cereal and everything my mom gave me to eat, eventually became known to be, poison. And the alcohol, all the shit they lied to my parents about that, fucked me up. That fucked me up, so I couldn't live. They built all that to fuck us all up, All these lies, they got us all confused. Now they got us fighting each other. Republicans and Democrats. Any of that fucking matters. If you're a Republican or a Democrat. Look at the motherfuckers holding the carrot. Look at the fuckers that have the whole cake that are eating it, pissing on us while we search for the crumbs. Every single fucking poor person in this world knows. They know the truth. And they're all here. I mean, this is America. Most of us know the truth. It wouldn't be hard to take power back, and it isn't. It isn't gonna be. I'm just at first I laughed. I just laughed. And I felt sorry. I went through every range of emotion possible. That's what I do. It's what I've always done my whole life. I'm an empath. That's just true Pisces. Pisces snow. Signs. Astrology. Psychics. Fucking people who speak to the dead. reincarnation, you know, like Interstellar, the anything you believe in is like what I'm trying to tell you, to break free, to have my power. It's easy. It's easy. You just must find it inside yourself. And that path is, I wrote the easy way how to do it. I really did. The Word of God, living gospel. I'll write it again in a way everybody can see and understand, that hopefully everybody can see and understand. This time, when I write my story, you know, it's going to be just the way everybody likes to hear a story, in a fucking IMAX theater, surround sound, in your face. God is here. This is His word. Maybe it will be better than that. I'm pretty creative. My apostles will come. They'll help me figure out what that is. But yeah. Revelation.